I had a lot of fun there, and it was um, invaluable kind of function in which lots of guests of different um, walks of life were invited, and some religious people, some highly professional people, uh, some military officers, and some doctors from different clans, departments of life. People were invited, and I was also there representing the educationists there. I was
My,
there, and Professor Dr. Ejaz Ahmed was there, and lots of other people who attended it. It was really an important function in which we really enjoyed a very sumptuous kind of meal. The dinner was quite lavish. We really enjoyed it, eating it. I ate it after a long, long time. Such a variety of so many variety of dishes were there, and everything was so intelligently cooked and so handsomely and so tastefully cooked. Really, it was amazing to have it.
and sir, it's really very nice to interact with people of different thoughts, of different profession, and it's always a nice experience of interacting with the people of different
Uh,
profession.
Absolutely. We are whatever our exposure is. And if our exposure is extended one, I mean, we have interaction with lots of people of variety of kinds. We have a lot of wisdom through interaction. We acquire knowledge, we acquire wisdom, and we become more and more intelligent. Rather, if we happen to interact with such variety of people, you know that
Yeah.
we have a session and in which we interact with each other, and
Mhm.
definitely you are learning spoken English in this session. But I'm also learning a lot of things from you. You are a professional doctor, cardiologist, so sometimes you put in your presentations those things which are
Mhm.
really weird for me, very strange for me. And I enjoy listening to you because you speak sense and perhaps wisdom whenever you talk about food and perhaps taking care of the health and all that stuff. So this is really important. Today's topic is once again, as you know, that it's all about uh, a daily routine that you enjoy. So we're going to have a lot of. We have had a bit of conversation about this topic, but today it's something really. Once again, you want to speak on, and the bullet points for your presentations today are um, what it is, an enjoyable activity or sort of routine, what it is, where and when you do it, and who you do it with, and explain why you enjoy it. So these are the bullet points. You have to speak on this topic for uh, um, for quite a length. For example, for 5 to 10 minutes. It all depends on you how much and how much longer you can speak on this topic. And after
Sure.
you finish this presentation, I'll give you a chance to speak on lots of questions. The questions will are related to the topic. So my first question would be the follow-up question: should children have learning routines? And the second question: what are the advantages of children having a routine at school? And the third question: does having a routine make kids feel more secure at school? And the next topic, next question would be: how do people's routines differ on weekdays and weekends? And some more question, the second last part, most probably, what daily routines people have at home? And last but not least, what are the differences in people's daily routine now and 15 years ago? So these are the important questions, but I will ask you for all these questions later on. Here you go. It's your time for presentation. Make sure you speak continuously and you speak fluently and intelligently as well. So please, here you, sir. Here you start your presentation.
Yeah, I will be giving short presentation on the daily routine that I enjoy the most. So, starting with my presentation, I would like to mention that I have many routines that I do every day. Like I wake up early in the morning, I go for Fajr prayer, and after that some morning walk. Then I leave my for my work, for my hospital, then attend my clinic, and then after that I come back home and I spend some time on studies. Then I watch TV, spend some time on the social media. But I would like to mention that with all these activities, the one that I like the most and I look forward toward that activity is the time that I spend with my patients in hospital. I go to my hospital every day, but during the certain time that I spend with my patients, I like that time the most because there are patients that are in very painful conditions, and treating those patients and relieving their pain, and I really feel privileged and blessed that I became the source to reduce their pain. And once the patient feel better, then they give you lots of prayer, and it really make us very happy, and it gives us lots of peace, internal peace. But I would like to mention that there are patients that who comes with pain, and regardless of all the treatment that we provide them, their suffering doesn't get better. So in those situations, we go for some lab tests, X-rays, ultrasounds, and CT scan, and different other tests. And at times, some sinister cause comes out, and then we start treating those patients, and Alhamdulillah, those patients feel better as well. But at times, some patient doesn't get better despite efforts. But I would like to mention that with the treatment, the patients usually get better, and this really makes us very happy. The way the patients uh, feel comfortable. I would also like to mention that in hospital we spend certain time with the patients, and the rest of the time that I spend in other departments, like I spend time in the cath lab, in the angiography department, in the echocardiography department, and this is the the time that I spend in hospital, and then spend some time at my clinic as so altogether all this time that I spend in hospital, I would say that that is the time of the day that I enjoy the most. And so I would also like to mention that that the time that I spend in my hospital, I mean, that time is like divided into two and three parts. I mean, I have to spend some time in the laboratory as well, and then some time at in the wards, and some time in the emergency department. Um, so I will like to end my presentation with the concluding remarks that every profession is a noble profession, and it's just our intention, punctuality, and honesty that makes it a perfect profession for us. So that's what I would want you to say about my daily routine that I enjoy the most.
A superb routine, superb. You're all the time busy treating the patients and trying to get them better as much as possible and as early as possible. एक ग्रामर की मिस्टेक जो प्रेजेंट टेंस के हवाले से वो रिमूव कर लीजिए. सम पेशेंट्स डोंट गेट बेटर, नॉट
Hmm.
some patients don't get better, uh, a patient a patient doesn't get better, a patient, and some patients don't get better. Okay, and you are really blessed to have this profession, because you are earning, and you are perhaps doing piety, perhaps. What do you call it exactly when you say that? Doing some great job, you know, earning a good life for akhirah, with the same profession. Do you believe that your profession is your passion now, or your passion is
Um,
your profession?
Sir, I guess to get successful in any profession, we have to make it a passion. Initially, my profession was I was taking it like my passion, but right now, I mean, uh, my profession is my passion. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's how I take my profession, and that's how it is.
Do you enjoy working for your hospital, or doing your job as a cardiologist?
Sir, exactly. I do like that, and I like to spend time in hospital. I mean, at times when the working hours are off and I'm done with the working hour, I spend some extra time in hospital because as I said, I mean, it's my passion. So when you make something your passion, then you have to spend some extra time on that as well. I mean, you enjoy spending time on it. So yeah, I love to stay extra for some extended hour in my
How many
hospital.
hours? How many hours in particular you spend every day in the hospital?
Sir, on daily basis, we have to spend 6 hours. The working hour are from 8 a.m. in the morning till 2 p.m. afternoon. But about once in a week, we have to spend about 24 hours. We have to stay on duty for about 24 hours. We have to
Hmm.
practically be in the hospital.
So how do you manage to work 24 hours stretch in the hospital? Because you can't feel comfortable working 24 hours consecutively.
Sir, actually, we have to stay in the hospital. During that time, we have our juniors like working in the emergency department. So whenever they need our help, they call us, and we have to reach in emergency within a few minutes. So we get plenty of time to take rest as well. At times, the duty gets busy when the emergency department is busy, and when the patients are critical. Then we have to stay in the emergency department. But when everything is settled, when the emergency is not too busy, and when our colleague doesn't need our help, then we go in our room with which is hospital premises, and we stay over there and take some rest as well.
And
So,
what is the difference between what's the difference between an open heart surgery and angiography?
sir, open heart surgery is basically a major surgical procedure.
Hmm.
In our body, there are 2 to 3 surgeries which are very big surgeries, which are major surgeries. The one which include the brain surgery, and the other one is the heart surgery. Uh, these two are the very major surgeries where the life is at risk at times. But these two are the very major surgeries.
And
The one you are
what's the percentage of risk involved in these two major surgeries? What's the percentage of risk involved in these two major surgeries? Are you there? So the
Hello,
connection
can you
is
hear
lost.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Now, no problem. Yes, that's fine. So, what is the amount of risk involved in these two major surgeries?
So there's issue
Doctor?
with connection.
Uh,
Yeah,
no
I
problem.
can hear.
I can hear you. I can hear you now. No problem.
Yeah, I guess you were asking about the risk involved in these surgeries. Uh,
The percentage of risk involved, the percentage especially.
the percentage of the risk, it depends upon different factors, including the age of the patient, including the other diseases the patient has, including diabetes, hypertension. If the patient is smoker, the percentage of risk increases.
Mhm.
But altogether, I would say that 1 to 2% in the person. I mean, who doesn't have any other diseases,
Who
still
doesn't have? Who doesn't have?
who doesn't have other diseases, still there 1 to 2%, roughly 1 to 2% risk of uh, of some major complication during
Mhm.
operation, including death.
Okay, and what do you think when somebody who is very critical, and you think that he seems to be perhaps on the deathbed, but you worked really, very hard. I'm talking about the past event, and he
Mhm.
survived, and he gave you a lot of happiness. It gave you a lot of excitement that you have saved one person's life who was suffering from circumstances, health wise.
Sir, it actually gives us a lot of comfort, and it makes us very happy seeing our patient that we put in so much effort for the patient, for the critical patient. And when the patient improves and then it's a very satisfying kind of feeling that we get, and we get inner peace, and we feel blessed that we have chosen a profession uh, uh, like uh, like it's a ibadah for us. I mean, uh,
Absolutely. And vice versa. Vice versa. Sometimes you have seen somebody person feeling hale and hearty, he's perfectly all right, and he has got only minor ailment, and you really gave him some medicine and it deteriorated, deteriorated his health, and he could not survive, and you felt shocked. Has there been any event of this kind as well?
Sir, yes, such events also happens in emergency department, especially when the patients uh, comes and he walks by himself, and he tells about his problem, and we start our treatment, and instead of patient getting better, he deteriorates, and there are multiple factors involved in that. But it's really shocking, and we really feel sad about that. I mean, because we have always we got good intention to treat our patient, and we always want our patient to get better. But at times, such happens, and such incidents really very shocking for us as well, because normally the patient after treatment, they feel better and they go back home. But yeah, such incident does happen.
Yeah, and how often does it happen that you go to the operation theater? How often do you go to operation theater?
Certainly, as a cardiologist, we have to do procedures. We call it cath lab, where we perform angiographies and stenting of the patients. I mean, these are not the surgeries, because in the surgery, the incision is involved, like in the open heart surgery and other surgery performed on the chest or abdomen. Uh, During the angiography, we just have to put in the wire through the main, and then we go into the heart and open the closed heart vessel. I mean, it doesn't really any kind of incision or uh, things like that. So yeah, the one we perform angiographies and angioplasties and procedures like that.
Okay, so that's lovely listening about all these important things. Today we have talked about your profession in detail, and if anybody would like to go for the specialization in cardiology, what would you recommend him to do?
Sir, for that, after doing graduation, like MBBS, then they have to they have to do their house job for about a year. Then during that 1 year, with the interaction with their patients, and they have to get rotated in different wards. Then the young doctor, they find out about their interest in different field, and then as per their interest in different specialty, then they appear in the exam, and after that they start their training in the specialty they choose. Like if they choose surgery, then they have to stay in their in they have to do training in surgical department for 4 to 5 years, and then they have to pass the exam, post graduation exam. Then they become specialized. They get the degree of specialization in that particular field.
Particular, Dr. Particular, not particular, particular.
Particular field.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, some more questions about the follow-up questions. Should children have learning routines?
Yes, sir. They should have learning routine, as it add discipline to their life, and it teach them about the time management. Uh, like eating with family teaches them about about the family ethics, and it improves the bonding between different members of the family. Like they all together eat on the same table with their parents and their siblings. So it improves discipline, and it brings discipline in the life of the children.
Great. And what are the advantages of children having routine at school?
It has got many advantages, including when they know about their routine, then they won't have to get confused about their daily activities. They will feel more confident, and it will save time for them, because they won't have to ask their teacher again and again about that what they have to do next, and because their schedule is already streamlined, and then they will do their activities accordingly.
What do you prescribe for children? Should they have their particular routine in life, or they should do things impulsively or randomly?
No, they. It's always better to follow some particular
Particular,
routine in
particular.
life. Particular routine in
Yes.
life. So for the children as well, if they will follow particular routine in life in their daily activities, then it will save time. It will bring discipline to them, and it will make them a better person in future.
Surely. Yeah, that's great. And do you believe that there should be any difference in routine uh, as far as weekdays are concerned and weekends are concerned?
Sorry,
Do you believe that there
sir.
is supposed to be? Do you believe that there is supposed to be any difference between the weekdays and weekend routine?
Yeah, weekdays and weekends are totally different sort of days in respect to the daily routines of the peoples. Because during weekdays, people wake up early in the morning and then they leave for their work and they spend lots of hours outside of home and but during weekends people usually wake up a little late and then they take their breakfast and spend time at home. Some people love to go for outing, and some people home, like they watch TV, watch movies, and spend time with their family. So weekdays and weekends are totally different kind of days because weekends basically they charge you, and then that energy the people use it during the weekdays.
Hmm.
Uh, these 2 days are totally different sort of days.
And what do you think about the gender? For example, men and women, do they have different routines?
Married women, if they're the working ladies or working people, then they does have a different routine. Like during their working day, they have to go outside, and after coming back home, they have to cook for their like kids or for the husband as well. So, but during weekends, they stay at home and then they cook and it's yeah, totally it's a different kind of routine during weekend and days.
All right, now let's talk about some comparisons and contrast. Do you believe that there is a difference in routines of people these days and 15, 20 years back?
Sorry, sir. There was some distortion. Can you please repeat the
Okay, okay,
question?
no, no problem. I'm going to revise my question. Do you believe that there is a difference between the people's routine right now and their routine in the past, maybe 15, 20 years back?
Sir, life was slower and it was uh, a lot simpler if we go into the past. Uh, then about 15, 20 years back, there were no influence of the social media. There were people like they love to spend time outside with their like colleagues, with their neighbors. They have lots of talk at that time. But right now, with the social media, the people have no got more lazy, I would say, because everything they have access to everything, like for the grocery, for to pay their bill, they use their smartphones, and they don't have to go to their market. Plus, no, lots of people have access to vehicles. They have got cars or motorbike, so they often use those. If they even have to go for grocery, people don't walk these days the way they used to walk 15, 20 years back. So the life has changed a lot, and with the advancement in the technology, the people have got more slower, I would say, and more lazy.
Okay, and what is more fascinating, the past routine or the present routine?
Sir, because I'm living in the era where I have access to all the advanced technologies, so I want to go back to the routine that was 15 to 20 years back, when the people have more healthier sort of lifestyle. They were more active. I really want to experience that now, because right now, I mean, I
This,
really feel
this
difficult
is
to,
really human nature, which is
yeah.
available, which is accessible, doesn't seem to be perhaps appropriate, and what is uh, uh, you know which is beyond your access, actually, that sounds Very great. That sounds fascinating as well. You want to always have heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter.
Yeah, exactly, sir. I mean, we never feel satisfied on the point that we are now. So we always try to move on and to experience different things. So that's you're right that it's a human psyche, it's a human nature that we never feel satisfied.
Dr. Saab, thank you very, very much indeed. We have a lot of fun today as well. It was
Yeah,
nice talking to you about your profession. We have come to know about the slight differences between the cardiac procedures, and perhaps you talked about really important information. One day we'll ask you how would you recommend the food to a common person? What should be our lifestyle? What should be the daily routine, a healthy daily routine for people, so that we may not fall a prey to these cardiac diseases at least.
yeah,
One day we'll ask you about all these questions, and you must give your presentation according to the healthy lifestyle and how
inshallah.
to get rid of problems.
Inshallah, sir. Inshallah, we will arrange some session on that as well.
In the meantime, it was nice talking to you. Thank you very much indeed. We had a wonderful presentation from Dr. Saab, and he talked about his daily routine, which he enjoys being in the hospital, and he talks about all his steps or the time he spends there in the hospital. What are the activities he remains involved, and then we asked him certain questions about the follow-up questions about that daily routine, and he gave very satisfactory answers. Last time, I was not very much impressed by your presentation, but today it was much better presentation, your question answers, and you're getting perhaps, alhamdulillah, with the best of time, smarter day by day, intelligent, more intelligent, and more communicative. Next time, about your presentation topic, we'll turn up with the next presentation and next topic, next question answer sessions. And after maybe from perhaps after a couple of classes, we'll change the modus operandi of the class. We'll stop the presentation for a while and we'll start learning important things. So we'll start practicing the different things. We're going to change the model of the class, and after doing all that stuff, once again we'll switch to the presentations and question answer sessions. So we are going to bring a bit of change in present in this communication activity in the classroom. Okay?
Inshallah, sir. Inshallah, sir. It was really nice talking with you, sir. Inshallah,
Uh,
we will. I will see you soon, inshallah, in coming
may
days.
Allah bless you. Thank you very much indeed. Take very
Yeah,
much care of yourself. It was a bit of late today, but still, I thought better to talk to you and have an online class. And I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you very much indeed. And God bless you. See you soon.
Allah, Allah
Inshallah.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.